State Airgun. I'm your host Lou, and today we're going to be shooting Russian pellets. But before I get started, let me just really stress and preface this by saying that this video is not a political statement whatsoever. Because as far as the airgun world community is concerned, whether you're Russian, Ukrainian, American, Chinese, Japanese, Asian, South African, Australian, English, Irish, whatever you are, one thing we all got in common is air guns. And today we're going to be testing Russian-made pellets. I want to take a closer look at them. But before we do that, if you don't mind, maybe give me a thumbs up and subscribe real quick. But, look at me, I'm an American guy shooting Russian pellets out of the Umarex Gauntlet, which is a German manufacturer that has a gun made in China. So if that doesn't show that we're all connected one way or another, then I don't know what is. But as far as the airgun community is, we don't worry about the political atmosphere because one thing we all share is the passion for airguns. So let's take a look at these Russian-made Ramma pellets. Here we are checking out the tin of the Ramma pellets / slugs, a hybrid I guess you could call it. It doesn't actually open. It does have a little sliding mechanism there, and as you can see, it has an opening for the slot. You kind of shake them up a little bit, and you'll, a couple fall out at a time. As you can see, they are very interesting looking. Not really a pellet. Don't know if it's really a slug. Maybe it's a hybrid, or we'll just call it a projectile at this point. But this is what interested me, was just the look alone. I wasn't sure of the exact weight of the projectiles here, the Rammas, but the first one here, as you can see, is 12.4. We had a little variation here. Let's get another one on here. I think we tested 4. Let's double check here. 12.0. So 12.0 and 12.4, that's a pretty big variance right there. Let's grab another one. And what do we got here? 12.2 up 12.4 it settled on. Okay, so we had another one there. Up 12.2. See, it keeps flip-flopping back and forth there. All right, let's just try one more here and see what happens. And we looks like, yes, we got another 12.2. That was an up-close look at the Ramma pellets. I believe they're manufactured from Gavintor. As you can see, there was a little inconsistency on the weight there. It seemed to fluctuate mostly between 12.2, 12.4, so we're just going to stick with 12.2 for our testing purposes, which we'll be using the Umarex Gauntlet 177 caliber. We'll be using a Swiss Arms 4-power standard scope, nothing fancy on there, box scope. We're going to be testing at 10 yards, shooting at the ballistics gel and clay. Let's go. We did have one shot off camera at 8:03, producing 17.47 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. This is shot with the Umarex Gauntlet at 10 yards. All right, not too bad. Looks like we're off to a pretty good start. We got a dime-sized group of 10 yards. Not unusual for that. 0.35 inches, so not bad. We'll do a pass here over the ballistics gel. As you can see, good penetration. Can't see much in the way of deformation there, but about a little further than 3/4 away of the gel. This is probably the thickest gel I have made to date. Really, really heavy duty as far as homemade ballistics gel. On the left is gel only, and the right is clay Indigel. A little deformation with the clay Indigel, but other than that, not much at all. 10 yards, it's looking good, as you can see. Generating decent power for sure. Not much in the way of deformation out of the gel and clay, but certainly hitting hard. More of a penetrating projectile than it is a stopping and mushroom effect where you're dumping energy as it's slowing down and not passing through. But that being said, let's go down to the farm and do a 10-shot group at 25 yards, and we'll wrap up this video.
Thank God for smart pens.
So I don't have one.
Well,
I want my phone smarter than me.
They do come in handy, man. If I had these when I was 16,
right?
I would
Right.
probably be a millionaire now.
Yep.
It's not the tightest group, but it's going to have to do. It's a little breezy, but I think it'll be all right.
Make it noon. Can definitely see that, you know,
I can see it hitting the grass.
Yeah.
I don't know if it went through or over.
went to it. I gotta shoot that thing.
This one?
Yeah, I haven't shot that one.
Okay, I'll be here in a second. It's fun.
I could see.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You pump it up, you don't have to crank it,
Nope.
flip it, and do all kinds of funny shit.
Nope.
And you can pump it over and over, right?
I think this had potential. I think we could have got a better group. Overall, it was 1.2 inches. Bulk of the group is at 3/4 of an inch. But a little less windy day, maybe a better scope and a better shooter. We might get better results. So, what do we think of the Russian-made Ramma pellets? A little inconsistent in the weight, but they certainly look cool. They hit hard. Fairly accurate. I would have liked them to have been a little more accurate here, a tighter group. It kind of looks like almost like I got two 5-shot groups there. That could have been me. We had a little bit of a windy day. It was about 10 mile an hour west, left to right wind on us there. I did have a cheap Swiss Arms 4 power scope, nothing fancy. I think maybe with a better scope, a calmer day, probably could have tightened this group up. So, certainly not horrible, but not the best. But you know what? Certainly acceptable, because that means I would have hit a bottle cap 10 times at 25 yards. So, that's really good for me, folks. That's what I got for you today. If you're interested in seeing a couple of more Russian pellet reviews, I've got some more stashed away. So let me know in the comments what you think, and everybody stay safe, and I'll catch you all next time.